Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Salatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah ba'd. Good morning, class. How have you all been and your family? We pray Almighty Allah to watch over us and protect us against all evils and return normalcy to our life again. So we are anxiously expecting you back in school soon, such that we'll be able to revise the more on towards the preparation for the examinations. So today we are going to discuss about more about adverbials. So the topic is structure and the subtopic is more about adverbials. Now, it is no longer a news to you that English language has 8 parts of speech, out of which adverb is one. Now, what do adverbs do, or what does an adverb do? What does an adverb do, or what do adverbs do? So, an adverb adds more information to either verbs, adjectives, or another adverbs. So, as it is written here, I said verbs are words that give additional information to verbs, adjectives, or another adverb. Examples: Muhammad prays regularly. So you notice that praise and regularly, they occur together. So the second example, he eats voraciously. He eats voraciously. So you notice that eat and voraciously, they co-occur. I will call you when I get home. You will notice that the verb phrase here, I would call. I would call. So as a particular relationship with when I get home. Likewise, for the fourth example, we didn't eat although we were hungry. So we did not eat, even or however we were hungry. So number 5, the children were doing their assignments when we got there. The children were doing their assignments when we got there. So now, please, let's bear this in mind. Adverbs do not have anything to do with nouns. They do not have direct relationship. They don't have direct relationships. But adverbs do have direct relationships with verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs. Because you can use very with another adverb, and that is an intensifier, which is also what? An adverb. You can use much. You can use more. So when you use much more, for instance, so they are intensifiers. Though in some cases, much can function as an adjective. It can function as an adjective or also as an adverb. So consult your dictionary to confirm this. Now, we went further to explain that it can be observed from the above that adverbs can also be a group of words that gives additional information about the verbs in the sentences. These are called adverbials, which could be adverbial phrases or clauses. So now, the difference between adverbials and adverbs is that adverbs are only a singular word, one word, like seldom, like business-wise, like financially, like voraciously, and etc. But when we talk about adverbs, so it can be likened to when you are talking about nominal particles. It is quite different from nouns. So it is quite different from nouns when you are talking about verb phrases or verbal phrases. So it is quite different from verbs because they are actually group of words. Like when you are talking about adjectives and adjectivers, adjectival phrases or clauses. So they encapsulated another a larger or smaller unit of language. So what we are trying to say here is that when we say adverbials, it can be phrases, it can be a phrase or a clause, or phrase or clauses, as the case might be. So I'm premised upon what we had been taught in book 2. So you can make reference to your book 2. We can analyze each part of a given sentence into main clause and subordinate clause as thus. So adverbials. So if there happen to be clauses, so now we are discussing adverbial clauses, not phrases. So we have subordinate clauses, then we have main clauses. Main clauses are the clauses that form the nucleus part, the integral part of the sentence, i.e., what I mean is that they can stand alone. They can stand alone. So they are the nucleus part of the sentence. They are simple sentence. They are simple sentence. For instance, let's take a look at the examples below. The students were asked to stay at home when there is a pandemic. So you can notice that the students were asked to stay at home. So it carries meaning. So we can stop there. It is a simple sentence or declarative sentence, as the case may be. So when there is pandemic, but when you say when there is a pandemic, you are going to ask that what will happen or what had happened. So then the students were asked to stay at home. You will notice that the main clause can stand alone, while the subordinate clause cannot stand alone. Now to example number 2. I will still study very hard even when I'm at home. I will still study very hard even when I'm at home. Example number 3. Akpan was sad because he had lost the change. So this example number 3 was telling us more information about what had made Akpan to be sad. So because he had lost the change. Number 4, Tamuno went home carrying his net. So this gives additional information about the manner in which Tamuno had gone home. So number 5, although he had worked very hard. He had worked very hard, but he nearly passed the examination. He nearly passed what? The examination. So now, it is conspicuously noticed from the above that the bolded part of each sentence is subordinate clause, while the other part is the main clause. So what we did is that we tried to use a particular method to differentiate between the main clause and the subordinate clause. What we did is that we bolded the subordinate clauses in the examples. And if you look at the example number 5, so although he had worked very hard, so you know that comes before but he nearly passed the examination. So what this tells us is that we can bring subordinate clause to the beginning of the sentence and leave the main clause at the end of the sentence. Now the assignment asks us to write 10 examples of adverbial clauses. So let's endeavor to do this. Inshallah Rahman. I don't know, but I believe inshallah probably next week we shall meet in class. So we will go through everything, and I want you to be very conversant with your past question solution that is with you. So you read and attempt any questions. So if you have any problem or any obstacle while attempting any question or with any question, just endeavor to send me a message, there is a particular section in which is left, or where is left for messages. So we pray Almighty Allah to ease our affairs, return normalcy back to our life, protect us and everything that is dearly to us. So assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh. So see you soon in class. Assalamu alaikum.